everyone, so today I am going to be washing my SuperHairPieces topper, and if you want to see exactly what I do to do this, then keep watching. So this is my P45 hair topper from SuperHairPieces, and it is human hair. Now, human hair on a topper, it does need washing the same as your own bio hair would do. It doesn't produce the same amount of oils, but it is going to still get dirty and it is still going to need cleaning. Perhaps not as often as your own hair would, but I would say I probably, if I was to wear this every single day, I'd probably wash it once every 2 weeks minimum. But also there might be exceptions to that. So say for instance you're at a barbecue and there's that kind of barbecue smoke in the air that covers everything. When you get home you can smell that on your clothes and on your hair, so I would then wash it after that, or you know, if it gets something on it then you would wash it. So in terms of the products I use, I tend to go for not super expensive but not super cheap products. I want to look after this piece. Like hair, human hair, it's not, it is an investment and I want to take care of it and elongate its life for as long as possible. So I want to use decent products on it. So the products that I'm going to use today are Redken All Soft Shampoo, and I'm also going to use the Philip Kingsley Elasticizer Conditioner as well as a really good strengthening conditioner for this hair. So to start, when you're about to wash, you need to make sure that these pressure sensitive clips are closed. You don't want any hair getting caught up with them while you're washing, so make sure they are secured shut, like so. Then you're going to run some warm water, not hot, not cold. I want to open up the cuticles of the hair to really absorb in the products. I'm actually going to put the shampoo into the water. So I'm going to take the topper and I'm going to hold on to it at the front of the base, just here. And I'm going to dunk it into the water and pull it out a few times just to almost rinse it off. Keeping hold of the front, just so the hair isn't getting tangled up. I'm really using an up and down motion, I'm not swishing it around. You can swish it around, but if I was to let go of this base, I'd worry that the hair was all going to get sort of tangled up together, so I want to hold on to it and make sure that the hair isn't getting tangly. So now I'm actually going to apply a little bit of shampoo onto my hand and directly onto the hair. So not only is it in the water, but I'm also going to apply some directly onto the hairpiece as well, and specifically onto the base as well, because it's not just the hair itself that's going to get dirty. You have to consider that the actual base of the piece is going to get dirty as well, not just from adhesive, just from anything else that might be on your head that transfers, and just the general environment. So I'm just going to apply some of the shampoo directly on to the hair, and then I'm actually going to put some directly onto the lace as well. Okay, and I'm just supporting the lace with my hand. I'm going to rub the shampoo on like this. I'm never scrunching it together and being too harsh with it. I'm always just rubbing quite gently in circular motions onto the cap. Okay, so I've done the inside of the base, and again I'm just kind of pull that shampoo in a downward motion through the hair, because the last thing I want to do is have to hack through this with a comb or a brush to untangle it. I want to, again, elongate the life of it, so I'm going to treat it gently and wash it gently. So there we go. So what I'm going to do now that it's covered in shampoo, I'm just going to pop it into this soapy water and I'm going to leave it to sort of soak for, I don't know, 5 minutes or so. and then I'll come back. Okay, so I've let it soak for 5 minutes, so I'm going to remove the piece out of the water. The water looks an awful colour, please don't judge me. And then I'm going to refill with just plain warm water so that I can give it a good rinse. Alternatively, what you could do is you could just run this under the tap. Okay, so I've got my warm water. Again, I'm holding at the very front of the base just for support and to make sure the hair doesn't tangle. And then I'm just going to kind of dunk it in and out. Just to rinse off any excess shampoo and any of the dirt and build up. Okay, and then I'm going to just gently squeeze the excess water out. Now the final step is going to be putting some conditioner on. So I've got my conditioner, put it down the lengths of the hair, not at the root, just through the lengths. Like so. Right, now the conditioner's on, so I'm just going to set it aside for a few minutes, let that work its magic, and then I'll come back and give it a rinse. Okay, so I've left the conditioner on for a few minutes now. I'm going to give it a rinse, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to dunk it into some plain warm water and give it a kind of a swish around, dunk it in and out, so that the conditioner is rinsed off well. So I've squeezed the excess water out using my hand really gently, just gentle squeezes all the way down, just for the excess water. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it in a towel, like so, and I'm just going to roll the towel around like this. And I'm just going to leave this for probably 10 to 15 minutes, just again for the excess water to drain out of the hair. Okay, so once I have let this sit in this towel for sort of 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to undo it. Okay, grabbing the top and placing it on top of my canvas mannequin head. Now, I've forgotten to bring my pins, but I'm just gonna place my hand on top to hold it on for the time being. What I'm going to use is just a very fine bristled brush to just gently brush through. I'm going to start from the ends. So to let it air dry naturally, I'm going to use a wig stand like this. The wig stand is completely open-aired. There's nothing in the centre, meaning the air can circulate like underneath, through and around. One thing I very nearly forgot to do was to add in some like a serum. This is to help sort of smooth the hair, and also will help provide some heat protection as well to it. You don't have to do it on the wig stand, you can just pull the product through the mid-lengths and the ends, just holding it like that. There we go, so my serum is on. It's a very lightweight serum, it won't be heavy on the hair. And then pop it back on my wig stand, and then I'm going to let it dry out naturally. If you are a bit more impatient and you need it more quickly, then you can use heat to dry it off. And quite simply, you just dry it with a hairdryer. I would use perhaps a slightly lower heat setting, not set it too hot. So for me, I'm going to pin it onto my canvas head, and then I'm going to blow dry it whilst it's secure onto there. Okay, so I've got my hairdryer and I'm going to set her on a medium heat, and I'm going to blow dry the hair in a downward direction to try and smooth the hair out as much as possible, meaning I won't have to necessarily straighten her as much afterwards. So the majority of the hair is now dry. I am just going to remove it from the mannequin just to check that the base is properly dry, and if not, I'll just give it a blast with a hairdryer from underneath. There we go, she's all clean and all dry and actually really straight as well. She's all ready for wearing. So one additional thing that I did want to talk about is the use of glue on lace fronts, or indeed on any type of topper. When you use a glue to secure your topper down, quite often you will be left with a gluey residue on your topper. And although mine didn't actually need it this time, sometimes it does. The best thing for getting glue off of lace is specific products to remove glue from lace. So I have this one, which is a specific full lace wig bond remover, and what I do is I squeeze some of this onto the areas where there's a build-up of glue, and then I'll use a toothbrush to gently sort of get rid of the glue on the lace. Now, it can be quite smelly. It's not like a horrible smell, but it's very strong. So I would suggest doing this prior to washing your piece in the water and shampoo and conditioner, just so that you can get rid of that smell after you've removed the glue. So it's also a really good idea to wash that glue off often. Don't let it build up for too long a period of time, just because the more glue there is, the more difficult it is to remove. So yeah, there you go. I am going to put this on my head and straighten it just as the final touch. It is mostly straightened. I just want to take a little bit of that kind of it's not a frizz, so to speak, but I suppose it is a little bit in a way. I just want to make it a little bit more sleek by popping the straighteners across the fibres. So I'm going to go away and do that whilst it's on my head. So here she is, all lovely and clean and ready to wear. And this is just how I look after my topper and how I wash it and condition it. Other people might have different methods, and that's okay. This is just my personal style. So what are my top tips for looking after washing a human hair topper? Number one is products. Make sure you've got some good products at your disposal. I always look for shampoos and conditioners that are smoothing and conditioning. This hair is no longer growing out of someone's head, so it doesn't have all those sort of like natural oils that you would expect in your bio hair. So I think therefore it may get drier quickly, and so you're going to want to give it moisture and give it and smooth it. Also consider getting some heat protection sort of products as well to limit the damage that you do with any heat tools that you use on it, and maybe something like a serum as well, again to help with that sort of smoothing and moisturising of the hair. My second tip is to hold on to the topper during the washing process. I always hold it at the front, making sure that the hair is going in the same direction for as much of the process as possible. This is to ensure that I am not creating tangles where I don't need to be. If you have more tangles, you're going to have to do more brushing. More brushing puts more pressure and more kind of tension on the fibres and on the base as well. This is a lace base, so it's very delicate, so I don't want to brush it unless I have to, and especially knotty hair. So by keeping all the fibres going in one direction, they are less likely to tangle. My third tip is to do with the water. Change the water at each stage of the shampoo and conditioning process. So I have a fresh bowl of water to wash the hair in, another fresh bowl of water to rinse the shampoo out, And then thirdly, I have another fresh bowl of water to rinse the conditioner out. This means that the hair is always in clean water. You're not going to be rinsing it in dirty water that can potentially then like tag back onto the fibres. There's not going to be like a product build-up left in it. It's going to be lovely and clean when you finish all those steps. So I hope you found this helpful. If you've got any questions at all about washing your topper or looking after it, then please feel free to put any questions in the comments below, and as soon as I see it, I will get back to you.